The drama surrounding Cheryl Reeve and Caitlin Clark is no ordinary sports spat. It's a collision of eras, a generational tug-of-war, playing out under the brightest lights of the WNBA. What started as a carefully orchestrated all-star celebration has morphed into something far more explosive, a public reckoning with power, influence, and what it truly means to lead in a league that's undergoing seismic transformation. The moment was supposed to be a celebration of everything the W has worked for: its talent, its growth, and its rising visibility. Instead, it became the battleground for one of the most revealing cultural shifts in professional women's sports. At the center of it all stands Cheryl Reeve, a titan of the coaching world, a symbol of stability, strategy, and experience. For years, Reeve has defined what excellence looks like in the WNBA. Her record speaks volumes. For league championships, multiple Coach of the Year honors, and a legacy tied intimately to the rise of the Minnesota Lynx. Her teams played with grit, defensive precision, and the kind of discipline that turns stars into legends. Reeve didn't just manage talent, she crafted dynasties. Her word carried weight in front offices, in locker rooms, and in board meetings. Until now, because then came Caitlin Clark. The rookie sensation didn't just arrive in the WNBA, she stormed through its gates like a hurricane. With every three-pointer from the logo, every no-look pass, and every fan-packed arena, she left in awe. Clark didn't just play basketball, she altered the WNBA's gravitational pull. In a single season, she reignited the league's cultural relevance. Television ratings exploded. Merchandise flew off shelves. She was Rookie of the Year. Yes, but more importantly, she became the new face of women's basketball. A phenomenon no marketing department could manufacture. And with that kind of cultural dominance comes something far more disruptive than points and assists: power. Caitlin Clark doesn't just influence games, she influences how the games are structured, how events are planned, and who gets to sit in positions of authority during the league's biggest moments. The All-Star Game was no exception. Her inclusion was obvious, undeniable, even the fans demanded it. The sponsors banked on it, and the media. They salivated at the opportunity. But behind the scenes, things weren't quite so celebratory. Reports began to surface of growing tension. Whispers that Cheryl Reeve was less than thrilled with how the all-star coaching assignments were determined. Traditionally, such roles were handed to veteran coaches with proven records and the ability to handle egos from multiple franchises in a compressed timeline. It's a tough gig, but this year felt different. Star players, it seemed, were getting louder in voicing their preferences. And when Caitlin Clark's name came up, so did expectations that she wouldn't just be playing in the game, but that the event itself would cater to her vision of what women's basketball should look like. That includes style of play, that includes spotlight, and yes, that includes who calls the shots from the sideline. For a veteran like Reeve, this shift was jarring. She built her legacy in an era where authority was top-down, where coaches molded players, not the other way around. So, watching a 22-year-old with less than a season under her belt effectively reshape the league's most high-profile event, that was a bitter pill to swallow. And when those cameras rolled during live TV coverage of the All-Star festivities, the tension boiled over. In front of millions of viewers, body language spoke louder than any press release. Clark, beaming with confidence, ran warm-ups with the ease of a leader fully in her element. Reeve, by contrast, looked rattled, stiff, cold, and visibly annoyed. She clapped, yes, but with the kind of force that felt more obligatory than genuine. Something was clearly off, and within minutes, clips began to circulate online. Commentators noted the awkwardness. Fans speculated. Analysts dissected every grimace, every glance, every hesitation. And soon, the headlines wrote themselves. Cheryl Reeve was in meltdown mode and Caitlin Clark was the catalyst. To understand why this moment matters, you have to zoom out. The WNBA is not just another league, it's a battleground for broader conversations about gender equity, leadership, and representation. And what Clark represents is bigger than basketball. She's a symbol of the new generation's refusal to play by the old rules. Her presence forces uncomfortable questions to the surface. Who really holds power in this league? Should veteran leadership automatically outweigh fan-fueled star power? And at what point does commercial success redefine the chain of command? Cheryl Reeve, for all her accolades, has become a symbol of the old guard of structure, tradition, and earned hierarchy. She's the kind of coach who builds from the ground up, who invests in player development, who sees coaching as both art and science. But that model is being disrupted by athletes who are more than just players, they're brands, media magnets, and social influencers. And Caitlin Clark, she's all of that in one package. She commands attention, not just because of what she does on the court, but because of what she means to the future of the sport. The All-Star coaching controversy, then, isn't just about two women on different sides of a basketball philosophy, it's a case study in how sports leadership is evolving. And while Reeve may not have openly challenged the league or the players, her reaction spoke volumes. It revealed the discomfort that comes when authority is questioned, when influence is no longer earned solely through tenure, but through visibility, charisma, and the ability to sell out arenas on a Wednesday night. The WNBA, to its credit, is trying to find a balance. It wants the structure and respect that veteran coaches like Reeve bring, but it also needs the electricity that Clark injects into every moment she's on the court. The challenge is how to integrate both without alienating either. But that's easier said than done, because when Clark smiles in a post-game interview and fans erupt with applause, it's clear whose name is moving the needle. And when Reeve sits at a podium and answers questions with tight-lipped frustration, it's clear that the league's tectonic plates are shifting beneath her feet. This power struggle doesn't have a simple resolution. It's a symptom of growth, messy, dramatic, necessary growth. And while fans pick sides, while pundits analyze every development, the league is being forced to evolve in real time. The days of silent compliance are over. Today's athletes want input, they want ownership, they want to shape the environments they thrive in. And that includes everything from game tempo to who gets the clipboard on the sidelines. Social media, of course, only intensifies the spotlight. Every minor exchange becomes a meme. Every frown becomes a statement. Fans are no longer passive observers, they're participants, fueling narratives, choosing heroes and villains, and holding both players and coaches accountable. In this environment, optics are everything. And for Cheryl Reeve, the optics were not kind. Her reaction, her visible discomfort, her rumored complaints behind closed doors, they all painted a picture of a coach caught in a storm she never saw coming. A coach used to control, now forced to adapt to an ecosystem where star power rules. And for Caitlin Clark, it was a coronation. Not because she asked for Reeve to be sidelined, not because she lobbied for coaching changes, but because her mere presence exposed the league's internal conflict. Can authority survive when charisma takes the wheel? The long-term implications are staggering. Future All-Star events won't just be about stats, they'll be about narratives. Which players sell tickets? Which athletes move the culture? Which voices matter most in the war room? For the next generation of players watching from college bleachers or youth camps, the message is clear. Stardom equals influence, an influence that shapes everything. Coaches will have to adapt. The Cheryl Reeve model, while still vital, may not hold the same weight unless it evolves to match the cultural shift. Respect will still matter, but relevance will matter more. Strategic brilliance must now come with an understanding of public perception, brand value, and media magnetism. That's the new reality. What happens next is anyone's guess. Will Reeve adjust, finding new ways to lead within this changing landscape? Or will she become a cautionary tale reminder that even legends must bow to the tide of evolution? And for Clark, can she maintain this level of influence without becoming the very authority figure she once challenged? The WNBA is standing at a crossroads, and the path it chooses will determine more than just ratings. It will define its identity. Will it cling to tradition, or will it embrace the disruptive energy that players like Caitlin Clark bring to the table? That choice will echo through every locker room, every front office, and every fan base for years to come. If you're as shocked by these behind-the-scenes power struggles as we are, go ahead and like this video. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think star players should have more influence in coaching decisions, or should traditional coaching authority be maintained? How do you balance player empowerment with respect for veteran leadership in professional sports? We want to hear your perspective on how women's basketball should navigate these complex relationship dynamics. Then hit subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss our coverage of WNBA drama and the evolving landscape of women's professional sports.